How are the comms looking? Okay. Mm-hmm. 600 more meters left. Alex, would you mind pulling up the dive plan here again? Let me see one thing. Alright, so it's an immediate transfer over. Yeah, fine. Okay, cool. Thank you. Do you mind recentering up over there? Alright. Is Nicole? No.
She's still in an interaction.
Roger.
I think they had a couple back to back. Can you guys think of a blue water song?
Blue water song. Should we make up the lyrics now, or is that
Ooh,
blue water? How about I'm blue?
I'm blue.
Two literal.
Lots of blues songs.
It's a very blue song. Oh, a blues song.
Yeah.
It's the blues guy. Yeah. forward thrust bit. Josh, do you mind if I get the porch on bubble?
Sure.
For when we start to approach the ground?
Oh yeah, for sure. $200 from bottom.
Should we do some brief introductions? Or wait till we get to the bottom?
Let's wait till we got everybody in the room. Go through our stuff.
Alright, I'm gonna start to slow a little bit.
Sure.
Interesting. So change this guy over real quick.
It's not going to be there yet.
Huh?
Not going to be there for a little while.
I know.
A little security blanket.
Yep. Makes you feel warm
Porch
and
is
fuzzy.
still there.
Video, are you full wide on Herc there?
I'll
Roger.
stop on the winch there.
Roger. All right, I'm gonna head down.
Okay.
And I'll back up.
Start running through the numbers. Let me know when you're ready to turn around.
Roger.
I feel like it just got colder when you walked in. No kidding.
Is that because there's now some adults in the room?
we coming. No, really. It's like you walked in and the air conditioning was like,
That's probably because I'm
All right,
deflecting the
Josh.
airflow.
I'm ready for you to turn.
Ready?
maybe.
I'm going to come to... Which one am I turning? Doesn't matter.
Looks like either way, yeah.
Yeah, I'll come to starboard.
Roger.
Hey.
Morning watch team.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ooh.
Whoa. So John and I just did 2 incredible interactions with a museum and a summer camp.
Yeah, we were in Houston and then DC at the Smithsonian.
You guys are all over this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And you made it back in time.
And then we made it back in time, just in time for the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? We're just about to make contact.
We're just setting up now.
Cool.
Be a few more minutes.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Yeah, starting to see the end of a
Yeah.
down camp.
Nice.
Just give me another minute here.
So Nicole, do you want us to, it looks like we're about maybe 10, 15 meters from the octopus garden. Did you want us to go see that before we make our way to the waypoint, to the chimney waypoint? Or do you just want us to head over to the chimney waypoint?
We can just make our way to the marker C, which is where we're sampling. Yeah, we're going to come back here And so
Okay.
I know for...
Hey, Nicole, this is Julie.
Go ahead.
We were hoping we could land right near the octopus garden and get a glance at it before we proceed to marker C, since we haven't seen it that much.
Copy that.
Copy. Okay. So we're only like 10 meters off, 10, 15, maybe
actually
15,
more like
20.
40 meters.
40. Roger.
Can I just confirm, Nicole, is this dive H1575?
1755?
55.
Oh, sorry, run that by me again?
It's dive 1755.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no
Can you give me
problem.
a target, bearing to that target there? For
Right,
Herc?
her target
Well.
bearing is at 081.
We'll get down there, get settled, and we'll
Yeah,
figure that
boogie
out. That
over.
might change. So. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, ready?
Okay, going down.
Roger. And pass me over
Yep,
the bubble.
Yep, yep.
Thank you.
So Nicole, I know we've only just sat down, but I was wondering if you have a sense of what our day is going to look like today.
Yeah, I sure do. So we are reaching the launch point, which is near the octopus's garden. Sounds like we want to take a quick look at that because we're going to come back later and look for a low temperature fluid flow site to do some
Bottoms in sight.
additional sampling at, including super filters and bags and picking up a rock. But after we get a quick look around here, we're actually going to head to a low temperature site that's on the ridge. So a little ways from the octopus's garden, but not too far upslope. And there we're going to do IGTs in a 10 to 50 degree site, and then follow on with 3 super filters, 2 super bags, and some super tubes, and then potentially collect the rock covered in silates for Sarah. So a full suite of sampling at that low temperature site near the marker C, which is where we've seen some chimneys. Then we're going to collect some Niskins above it. We're going to go up to marker A, which is where we left the colonization chambers, and collect the last 2 of those, and then head back to this octopus's garden site that we're going to get a quick peek at to do some additional sampling before we start geo transit, which will take us through to the end of the dive. And so I think when we get back on watch tonight, we'll be finishing out that transit before coming to the
Come down a
surface.
little more, you're like 9 meters off.
Yeah,
Still.
it's another busy day.
I'm also
Certainly.
There we go.
Have you guys done introductions yet today? All right.
No, we were waiting for you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, here, let's go around the room quick while we're getting set up. I'm Nicole. I'm the watch lead on 8 to 12.
I'm Megan. I'm on data for 8 to 12.
I'm Amy. I'm a microbiologist from Hui. I'll be here all day.
Yeah, it's a very busy day for you.
Yeah.
Do you want to set up your autos first or do the arm first?
My name is...
I'm working on the Z bias right now. I'm just seeing how I'm sitting. So you can do the arm if you guys want to.
My
I'll
name
give
is
you
John
some
Willis.
lights.
I'm in Science Communications.
My name is Sarah Matisick. I'm the video engineer.
Josh Chernov, sent Herc seat.
Jess Sandoval sitting Herc.
That's a busy seat today.
Argus, I meant to say. Sorry, I'm so used to saying Argus.
This is Alex, navigator.
And then we have a few folks at the Inner Space Center in Rhode Island who are actually running the dive from shore today. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Well, right now it's me, Julie Huber from Woods Hole Oceanographic, and
this is Vincent from the Arizona State University.
Go ahead, video, push in, please.
All right, great. Nice to have you guys.
yeah, our geology team was
All the
up
way in.
till the wee hours,
sorry.
so they are
Okay.
coming in shortly.
Understood. Yeah, we finished
There you
out that geotransit with them. It was pretty remarkable. So glad they're able to get a little bit of a break.
We will be black for a second. And once more. Alrighty, coming wide.
Oh, little photo bomb there.
Floto bomb?
Oh,
That is a tiny
Oh.
jelly.
Oh dear.
The puns are starting early.
Yeah.
I shudder to think what the 8 to midnight is going to hold.
Is that a shudder of excitement?
We can only find out
Sorry.
later.
How does center hurt? Roger.
You're going to have to slide over to pull on me.
Yeah.
so as the ROV pilots configure the ROVs for operations on the seafloor, let me just give those of you watching a quick introduction to where we are today and what we hope to achieve. We are currently at a
Well,
depth
we're
of
gonna also. Okay.
approximately 2,700 meters.
I'm ready
under
for
the
you to
sea.
reset DVL whenever you get a chance.
Today we'll be
Roger.
exploring the Seacliff hydrothermal vent sites that form part of the Gorda Ridge marine feature, where the
Roger. Thank you.
Pacific and Gorda tectonic plates meet. Our location on the ocean, we're in the Eastern Pacific
All right.
Ocean,
Can you just fix the sonars? It's like too much
A lot of gain
gain
now.
going on there.
approximately 180 kilometers off the west coast of North America.
You guys put your lasers on too when you have a chance?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
And then, all right,
Just going to get these other lights too.
back
Awesome.
up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's right. All right, let's just do the autos real quick.
Yeah. You got your
So I come
source
down
set
a
up?
little bit.
Has Alex got his source set up? Yep.
Yeah, they
Okay.
reset it just now. I know I called you in a plural there. That's interesting. All right. Whew. Winner, winner.
Nice.
Chicken dinner. First go and everything. That's cool. Alright.
So they have to like.
Yeah, I'll lateral over now.
Alex, how far are we from that octopus's point? It looks like
About
40 meters?
about 40 meters.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, so we could start a step when you're ready.
Yep.
Copy.
What do you think you're going to do?
We should move towards the marker C. So maybe a step towards that octopus galore gets us there.
Right.
Yeah.
So where do you think you want to put Argus, Alex?
About right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say 30-meter step at bearing 085.
That's for the,
So
that would
That's
be
for
now
for,
you're measuring from Herc
for
to
Herc.
Octopus Garden, so you want to measure from Argus to where you want to put Argus.
Everything's moving parallelly.
Well, you want to, everything's for you is around Argus, not Herc. So you want to put Argus in a spot that's going to get Herc to where it wants to go.
So if I move Argus this way, that would put Herc.
Yeah. So what's
Yeah.
that you just measured?
That was also 085.
0.85?
Yeah.
At what, how far?
35 meters.
Okay.
Bridge nav. Can I get a 35-meter step at bearing 085?
So for those of you following on Nautilus Live, we're just preparing our first ship move of the day to allow the ROVs to transition to the site that we've called, I guess not quite the Octopus Garden, the mini Octopus Garden. The reason why we do that is on an expedition last year, the Nautilus and the ROVs discovered around the Davidson Seamount, much closer to the coast of California, an octopus garden that contained what appeared to be hundreds of brooding deep ocean octopus, incubating their eggs over warm water flows coming out of a seamount. The one that we discovered here is much more modest by comparison, 10, perhaps 20 octopus at depth, but demonstrating the same behavior. They appear to be just settled into cracks in the rocks where we speculate that warm water is flowing out of these hydrothermal vent systems and providing them with a slightly more benign environment. I believe that's something we're going to try and test today. We're actually going to try and measure the flow coming out of some of these cracks in the rocks that we've observed at this site.
Yeah, Sarah might, not Sarah, I'm sorry, Amy sitting next to me might be able to comment a little bit more about the samples we're taking at the Octopus Garden, or Octopus site rather. It's certainly an area that we expect there is some warm water coming out of.
So you could start making your way over there.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
0.85, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Just slowly making my way over since we got some time.
You're a bit quiet, Amy.
Oh, sorry.
Might be the microphone.
Yeah. How's that? Is that better?
A little bit better. Try, I think they're cherry flavored mic pads, so try just fire on in.
Oh, yes. So we believe there is some shimmery flow coming out of the rocks where the octopus are brooding. But one of the reasons why we're going to go have a look-see right now is just to kind of confirm that there is some flow and kind of get an idea of where we might want to sample later in the dive. So we anticipate the flow being kind of low temperature. So we're going to target, I think, 10 to 50 degrees or something like that, Celsius, and hopefully be able to understand why the octopus have chosen this site and if it's relating to the fluid flow or not.
Hey, this is Julie on shore. I would like, while the octopus are super charismatic from a NASA perspective, also just like these fluids coming out in these at these low temperatures where there's no obvious, typical vent stuff like tube worms and limpets and all the other stuff we've been seeing, it's really interesting to think about heat and flow and life. And so we're also, you know, I don't expect these fluids to be above 10 degrees Celsius.
Right.
The two other places we've seen this, the fluids are under, I think, 12 degrees C or something like that. And they look like just really warm seawater. So it'll, you know, this will be N equals 3 of samples like this taken across the globe.
That's a great answer. Thank you.
It looks like we're starting to lay back more under the ship further now.
Yeah.
Herc target bearing at 130.
Roger.
Where will our ship move here? Yeah, we may have to make a little step towards that marker just because now Argus is laying back sort of midship almost, looks like.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Looks like it.
Yeah, we're laying back a little. Well, because we're swinging under, that's all. Let him finish a move.
So for those of you following on Nautilus Live, we'd love to get your guys' questions and comments on the live feed here. Sometimes, as the pace of operations picks up on the seafloor and we're performing experiments or making measurements, we don't always have the chance to get to them, but as and when we do, we'll feed them in.
I think he still has. No, it doesn't.
Julie, those spots in the sediment, are those holes where
It's
other
hard
animals
to,
are
you're
living?
not on comms.
Let me see here. I think once we start to swing, then Herc should be able to reach that spot. Because we haven't really started to swing yet. I mean, we're slowly moving, but just look at ROV nav here for a sec. Yeah, I think we'll start to come out here, which should put you kind of in range of that spot.
Yeah.
I didn't hear your question.
We'll just wait for it.
So there are some spots in the sediment that are
130.
kind of, there's one that's kind of to the top right there that's purple. And I saw a bunch last night. And is that where there are some invertebrates perhaps living? Or do you think there could be like little sites of flow or seep or something?
Yeah, I don't really know. I haven't seen anything like that, but now I'm looking.
I guess it could be an animal too. It's hard to tell.
There's a neat little arthropod or crustacean something up there as well. Just hanging out on the seafloor. So for those of you asking on Nautilus Live, in anticipation of us arriving at the octopus garden, as far as I'm aware, we don't actually know what species of octopus we're viewing here. My understanding is that it's actually very difficult to do an ID based upon just the visual information alone. One would need to take a sample, and that's not something we're planning on doing at this site today.
Hey, Amy?
Yes.
Do you know if, I read in the report that Eric intake for the super got damaged or melted or something? Was that solved during the vehicle being on deck?
Maybe Josh knows. I think it was just cracked.
Yeah, so I wasn't there on deck, but what I was told was that they inspected it. It was cracked, I think, from overheating. But we actually put it in a known water bath temperature and checked it, and it was only out by like a couple degrees, so Eric was fine with that, so we didn't change anything there.
Yeah, he said it was going to take too much time to change it out. So we just decided to leave it, I think, until later in the cruise or after the cruise. That way we could still get our last 2 dives in.
Roger. Roger.
Just another quick question on Nautilus Live that we can feed in as we proceed to the octopus garden. What's the lowest temperatures you guys have recorded at the bottom of the ocean before? Of course, a lot of this week we've been talking about some of the higher temperatures. It's a neat phenomenon that although as you go deeper in the ocean the temperature generally decreases, once you get to the seafloor you hit at about 2 degrees Celsius. Once the water decreases in temperature below 2 degrees Celsius, it enters an interesting phase just before it starts to turn to ice, where its volume increases a little bit. That makes it positively buoyant with respect to the water around it, so it actually rises up in the water column and heats up. So that's why at the bottom of the ocean you kind of hit this barrier about 2 degrees wherever you are in the world at the bottom.
Yeah, I see 2 of them.
I think we're just kind of getting in there. Yeah, I wouldn't go very far, depending how long we want to spend here.
Yeah, we don't want to spend a long time. We just wanted to get a glance of it before moving.
Okay. Why don't we make a move
We're
and
going to start heading towards the marker sea.
That sounds good. If you guys could zoom in a little bit, we could maybe
there's a few over there.
see
Yeah,
if we
start to
see
make a move
anything.
there, and then we can hang out here for a little bit while the ship gets underway.
That's a good idea. Yeah, video, if you want to do a partial zoom. Yeah, go ahead.
A couple guys over there.
That's good. You want to back out a little bit there, video? That's good. Thanks.
There's a nice fly trap anemone there, just in between those. Are they brittle stars?
Yeah, brittle stars everywhere.
Yeah. The lasers are just passing in front of one of those brooding octopus right there.
Bridge nav. Get a 20-meter step at bearing 145.
Julie, did you want to zoom on any of these?
My software here just crashed, so I'm a little blind. But yes, like just zoom in to where on those octopus.
Okay. All right, video, go ahead. Hold that. My apologies.
That's a pretty nice way to start the morning.
Video, you want to come wide, please, for a moment?
John, to answer your question from before, about a ½ degree above the background temperature of seawater is the lowest temperature that I've sampled.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't have the results yet of that study, but
okay, video,
yeah,
go ahead and
we
push
could
it.
measure
Okay.
flow at that low temperature and collect some fluids that
Yep.
are different from the seawater.
That's cool. Thanks, Amy.
You're welcome.
So I learned yesterday talking to an octopus scientists that when the octopuses bury in like this, they want all of their legs touching aside and covering over their eggs. And so that's why they're really buried down in there.
It's interesting that they don't do that upright.
Video come wide, please.
Yeah.
There you go. That's good. You can.
Yeah, and if I knew anything about octopus anatomy, maybe I would know why. But I don't.
We're all learning together.
So
Does anybody see any shimmer anywhere?
Go ahead and zoom in, video.
I haven't seen anything
That's
so
good.
far.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either.
So for those of you on Nautilus Live, we're just conducting a quick visual survey of the octopus garden, looking to see if we see any of the telltale signatures that there might be some warm diffuse flow at these sites. Typically what we're looking for is any kind of shimmering or apparent motion in the water as the warm fluid mixes with the ambient seawater.
Come wide, video, please. You can
Roger.
go partial wide.
Yeah, it's hard because we're tugging on you a little bit just because you're way over there.
Yeah. I come back
Might be
this
able
way
to
a little bit.
cruise across this way, maybe we'll see something as well.
Yeah.
For those of you on Nautilus Live, we were just commenting, we don't actually know why the octopus are upside down. None of us are octopus experts, but we would like to understand a little bit about the geochemistry of this site and to see if that is perhaps linked to their behavior we see here.
I think they should be all females, and they have eggs that they're